All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakwakadash. Double honors to the elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the brothers that are doing this work with true sincerity. And we're going to jump right into the lesson. This is Psalms 32 and 7, and it says, Thou art a hiding place. Thou shalt preserve me from trouble. Thou shalt compass me about with songs of deliverance. So that is the ultimate hope. That's the ultimate goal of brothers being in this truth. To be to have the Lord as a hiding place from the trouble to come. And the ultimate trouble is going to be the shooting of ICBM missiles here upon America. That's going to be the salvation, the true salvation of the elect. Let's go to verse 8. I will instruct thee and teach thee in the way which thou shalt go. I will guide thee with mine eye. So if we stick to this truth, if we take heed to this truth, then we have a very great chance that we are of the elect, and we'll receive that hiding place, that preservation from trouble. So there's a warning there also, and all that is by predestination. But yet we strive regardless of knowing whether or not we're the elect or not. That's where the sincerity of the elect is going to come into play. It says, Be ye not as a horse or as a mule, which have no understanding, whose mouth was beheld, and was a bit and bridle, lest they come near unto thee. So be as not an ignorant animal, and animals can sometimes be stubborn, and we're not to be as an animal. We're to be able to receive instruction, correction, rebuke, exhortation. That too is going to be one of the things that are going to be the key characteristics of the elect. It says, Many sorrows shall be to the wicked, but he that trusts the Lord, mercy shall compass him about. And the wicked includes 2/3 of our people, as well as the Edomites and the other nations that are here in America, because this is where the most sorrow and trouble is going to be. This is where the most devastation and destruction and death is going to be. The Lord comes back, the sole purpose is to destroy America, to destroy Babylon the Great. In other parts of the world will be touched as well, but there will be a total destruction of the continent as America. What's going to happen to Canada or what you call Mexico? Who knows? The Lord could have a force field so that nothing happens to that. But America itself will be destroyed, and afterwards it will be just a place of desolation. And that's the hiding place of the Lord. It's going to be in the chariots when He comes. Let's go ahead and get Psalms, I think it's 27. This is Psalms 27, I think it is. And let's see, where is it? Yeah. We'll start at verse 1, because this once again speaks of salvation. It says, Psalm of David, the Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? So that's the level of faith that we are striving to attain. A level of faith so ingrained, so bold, so believing that you fear nothing. And that's the kind of faith that David had. And that perfect example is that when he went to fight, when he stood before Goliath. That courage that he had came from the Lord. That courage, that boldness that he had came from the Lord. So the Lord is the strength of my life. Whom shall I be afraid? So we are to be afraid of nothing, man. Just the other day at camp, you had this bugged out Jake, coming up and talking about shooting us and pulling out a gun and just talking all kinds of manners, being very loud and aggressive. And it didn't phase brothers. You know, it got brothers heated, but not to the point where we instigated back. That's called staying in the spirit. And that's called serving the Lord. That's called trusting in the Lord. It says, when the wicked, even my enemies, my foes, came upon me to my flesh, they stumbled and fell. And ultimately that individual, he walked away. And who knows what happened to him. The Lord could have put a curse on him, destroyed him, or had some evil done unto him. It says, though a host should encamp against me, my heart should not fear. The war should rise against me, and this will I be confident. So that once again speaks of a great bonus, a great courage of faith. And if you go to the book of Joshua, that is repeated over and over again. Let's go ahead and get that, Salak. So our salvation and our bonus is our strength. It comes from the Lord. This is Joshua 1:6. It says, be strong and of good courage. So that's what we're commanded to do. In the face of our enemies, the face of scoffers, in the face of those that rise up against us. For unto this people shalt thou divide for inheritance the land which is granted to fathers to give them. Only be thou strong and very courageous, thou mayest observe to do according to all the law which Moses my servant commanded thee. Turn not from to the right hand, to the left, that thou mayest prosper whatsoever thou goest. And that phrase, strong and courageous, or strong and of good courage, it's repeated throughout the book of Joshua. Once again in verse 9, have not commanded be strong of good courage. So that's 3 times they repeated it. You know, and you'll find that, you know, throughout, you know, the Lord told Joshua to be a strong and good courage repeatedly. Once again, right here in verse 18. To whosoever he be that does rebel against thy commandment, when I hearken to thy words, and all that thou commandest him, he shall be put to death. Only be of strong and of good courage. See, it's repeated throughout, well, especially in the first chapter of the book of Joshua. Because why was Joshua strong and of good courage? Because he had his faith in the Lord. The Lord was his hiding place, as he read in Psalms 32:7. Let's go back to Psalms 27:5. This is Psalms 27. Go back to verse 4. Verse 3. Though a host should encamp me against me, my heart should not fear. The war should rise against this. I be confident. And to be confident means to have faith, because that's from the word con, meaning with, and fi, or faith. So one thing I desire of the Lord that I will seek after, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to behold the beauty of the Lord and to inquire in his temple. And this is the key I want to get. For in the time of trouble he shall hide me in his pavilion. So a pavilion, what's a pavilion? Just go ahead and get that. It says the pictograph is a picture of a thorn. It's a defensed area representing protection. Is a picture of the palm of the hand and representing a covering. So protection, covering, and defense. Combine these mean protective covering. And what's going to be the protective covering in the day of trouble? That the chariots. That's going to be the protective covering in the great day of trouble that's coming to here on the earth. The watch over the crops, flock of herd, will construct a covering as a shelter from the sun, wind, or rain. Is coming off and construct their elevated position from materials raised such ready available as bushes, thorns, and small trees, with the exchange of, well, I can't understand what that says. A booth, a covering hedge of thicket thorns or bushes, or protection for the elements or predators. That you can liken that into the chariots, you know, and it goes on and on. We don't have to read them all. It says withhold a chamber. That's what I want to get. A chamber. And what does that remind you of? That reminds you of Isaiah 26:20. Let's go ahead and get that. That's going to be the ultimate protection, the ultimate hiding place from the destruction to come. And this is Isaiah 6:20, and it speaks about basically the elect entering to the chariots or the chambers, while the Lord destroys America in the time of 1 hour. Isaiah 6:26-20, it says, Come, my people, enter down to thy chambers, and shut the doors about thee. Hide thyself, as it were, for a little moment. That little moment is going to be the hour that it takes to destroy this place. aka America, aka Babylon the Great, until the indignation be overpassed. The indignation. What's the indignation? The indignation is the righteous anger of the Lord. It says, for behold, the Lord come out of his place. What's his place? The heavens, to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity. The Lord shall disclose their blood and shall no more cover her slain. So that speaks of a great destruction. Let's get Psalms 32:6. I don't know if we got it, but if not, we'll get it again. Psalms 32:6. It says, for this shall everyone that is godly pray unto thee, and when in a time when thou mayest be found. That's going to be the time, of great trouble. The great trouble of that's coming in the form of great, what we call Jacob's trouble, and the ultimate trouble, which is going to be the chariots and the nuclear missiles. It says, in the time when thou mayest be found, surely the flood of great waters, thou shalt not come nigh unto him. Thou art my hiding place, thou shalt preserve me from trouble, thou shalt compass me about with the songs of deliverance. We read that, man. So that could be likened to the chariots. Let's go ahead and get Psalms 50 and 15. This Psalms 50 and 15. It says, and call upon me in the day of trouble, and I will deliver thee, and thou shalt glorify me. Because just believe, we call upon the Lord in that day of trouble, we will praise his mighty name for his salvation that he brought upon us. Let's go to Job 5 and 19. We'll close out on that. The scriptures, plenty of scriptures about it plumbed out, and the point was made. Job 5 and 19 shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, yea, in 7 there should be no evil touch you. And the 7 means completion. And the ultimate trouble is going to be the Lord sending his army of missiles upon America, and the chariots come to destroy this place as well. So that's what we hope for. We hope for salvation, we hope for free destruction of our enemies, and to be free from the bondage of this captivity. So with that being said, hopefully it was an edifying lesson. Most I wouldn't hope it's edifying. So I will give honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Call halal Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Brothers, keep on pushing. Shalom.